All right, shalom, 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 brothers and sisters. Your brother Kazakia, and I want to read something about the controversial um, Shaul and something that happened that a lot of people don't even know about, haven't read, but why we are so hard about the teachings of Shaul and those Hebrews who come into the knowledge who want to continue to hold on to what they think Shaul was saying and some of the stuff that he said that was against Torah. And I want to show you what the Israelites thought of him of the day. This is Acts chapter 21, and starting at verse 25, and it reads as follows. It says, touching the Gentiles which believe, we have written and conclude that they observe no such thing, save only that they keep themselves from things offered to idols, and from blood, and from strangle, and from fornication. Okay, so Shaul wasn't teaching the law to the Israelites or to those Greeks that came, the Greek converts. Okay, 26. Then Shaul took the men, and next day, purifying himself with them, entered into the temple to signify the accomplishment of the days of purification, until that an offering should be offered for every one of them. 27. And when the 7 days were almost ended, excuse me, the Jews which were of Asia, when they saw him in the temple, stirred up all the people and laid hands on him, crying out, Men of Israel, help! This is the man that teacheth all men everywhere against the people Israel, right? And the law, and this place, and further brought Greeks into the temple and have polluted this holy place. These were Israelites of the day. They had some concerns with Brother Shaul, with his teaching, just like many of us have problems with those Hebrews that want to come into the knowledge and they want to follow and quote what Paul's saying and to their own destruction. Let me go to the next page. This page is sticking here. Hold on one second. For they had seen before him in the city a Trophimus on Ephesus, whom they supposed that Paul had brought into the temple. And all the city was moved, and the people ran together, and they took Shaul or Paul and drew him out of the temple, and forthwith the doors were shut. And as they went about to kill him, tidings came unto the chief captains of the band that all Jerusalem was in an uproar, who immediately took the soldiers and the centurions and ran down unto them. And when they saw the chief captains and the soldiers, they left beating of Paul. Then the chief captains came near and took him and commanded him to be bound with 2 chains, and demanded who he was and what he had done. 34. And he cried, and some cried one thing, and some among the multitude. And when he could not know the certainty for the tumult, he commanded him to be carried into the castle. And when he had came into the affairs, so it was that he was born of the soldiers for the violence of the people. For the multitude of the people followed after, crying away with him. And as Shaul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek? Art thou the Egyptian which before these days made an uproar, and led us out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers? And Shaul said, I am a man which am an Israelite of Tarshish, of the city of Cilicia, a citizen of no mean city, and I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people. And when they had given him a license, Shaul stood on the stairs and beckoned with the hand unto the people. And when there was made a great silence, he spoke unto them in the Hebrew tongue, saying, I, men, brothers, and fathers, hear ye my defense which I make known to you. And when they had heard, he spoke the Hebrew tongue to them. They kept the more silence. Right? And he said, I am verily a man, Israelite of Tarshish, of city of Silica, yet brought up in the city as a feet of Gamaliel. Okay, so I'm going to end there. So you can see that Shaul, I'll continue this on part 2, but I gotta stop for now. But Shaul was hated amongst the Israelites because of the doctrine that he was teaching. He was teaching things that was contrary to the law, and he almost got killed for doing that. So that's all I got for now. Shalom, shalom, shalom.